An introduction to the Onuma system. The Onuma system is a web-based application for building information modeling. It makes it simple to get to complex data and allows many different levels of users and stakeholders to interact, all the way from working on a laptop to an iPad, and we're working also towards adding this functionality to Android and iOS devices, iPhones. The overall functionality includes working even with simple Excel files to import data about a building, whether it's an existing building or a new construction, for example, programming requirements for a new facility, and then importing that to the web application to graphically be able to view the spaces, whether they're new or existing, and then adding all types of attributes to be able to color code and sort information, for example, floor finish or air changes. And then if that data is available, drilling down to the room and equipment level, or zooming back out to a campus or a city or multiple portfolio level views. That is one of the strengths of the Onuma system, is that it works at many scales and interacts with other building information modeling, geographic information systems, and facility management applications. The basic structure is zooming in from a map level view to dots on a map that might represent a campus, into the campus with multiple buildings, into a single building, and into a single room, and many different other types of potential interfaces here. Because of this wide range of user interface, there might be many different types of stakeholders, all the way from technical, very technical stakeholders to non-technical stakeholders. And this allows everybody to collaborate at different levels. Because of this, also this wide range of use, sometimes it's difficult to understand or train in the entire system. Nobody really needs to understand everything. Some users might only want to go into view data, for example, whereas other users might go into update and edit information. For example, adding a space to a building. You can actually not only view information, but start to change the graphics and the data in a building or a space or equipment, or even at the campus or statewide level. In this case, this was for the California community colleges with over 5,000 buildings and 71 million square feet of space. The overall technology that drives this is the Onuma BIM server. This is a server that holds projects and user information and data. And because there's a server on the web that we maintain, you can actually get an application license and use it as needed, and add new users or add new projects to it. And there are other modules, for example, the BIM Genie facility management module that also works off of this server, and also the iPad Onuma 3D app that allows you to see the same data. The other part of this is the connection to other applications. Although a Onuma system can do a lot, it can't do everything, and that's really the foundation of how this program works. Is we focus a lot on connecting to other applications, whether through importing and exporting data, or through open standards connections such as COBie and IFC, or XML formats, or through direct connections, and also through web services, live links. So for example, the work with the California community colleges, the Onuma system plugs into their Fusion GIS data and facility data, and we can see their data in the Onuma system and even actually edit or update parts of that database. And that's the part that's really the most powerful part of this, is that you can actually connect live to other applications. It's also important to note at this point, although you can do a lot in Onuma, there are obviously limitations that it's important to be aware of. So for example, you need to be connected to the web, although there are offline solutions to it as well. For example, the iPad app, you can take data offline, work on it, and synchronize it up again. The strength is that if you are working on some information and you close your computer, you can actually log in on another app, device and see your information there as well, or share it with others. Sometimes if the connection goes bad, you basically have to log back in again and get back to your project. And it's also important to note the limitations. We wouldn't recommend, for example, to design to the level of detail that Revit would use for BIM to design a building, although we connect to Revit. So there's an API with Revit, and it works in tandem with Revit as you're designing and constructing a facility. And the strength is really that we have that connection to detailed BIM, but we also have the connection at the very early stage before a project even starts to other databases, or at the facility management and everything in between. So in other words, there's a lot of potential here, but it's also important to realize the limits and the strengths of each application, not only the Onuma system, but any application you use, and to be able to freely move your data between applications.